K-pop idols are always under pressure to maintain a spotless image, but their families, especially siblings, don't face the same scrutiny. Some idols have siblings involved in serious crimes, others have relatives accused of wrongdoing, and in certain cases, siblings have even exploited their famous brothers or sisters to promote harmful agendas or push shocking narratives. One of the most disturbing cases often brought up involves the younger brother of actress and singer Hyojoo. While she gained recognition for her roles in big dramas such as Two Worlds Apart, Happiness and Moving, it was her brother's actions during his military service that drew nationwide outrage. In 2014, reports revealed that her brother, a first lieutenant in the South Korean Air Force, had tormented a subordinate so severely that the young soldier ended his own life. The victim, Private First Class Kim Ji-hoon, was a bright student from Korea University who dreamed of becoming an economist. He enlisted on February 25, 2013, and was assigned to the 15th Special Missions Wing as an aide-de-camp. Once there, he became the target of relentless harassment by his superior officer, Lieutenant Han, Hyojoo's brother. Kim's mental health quickly deteriorated under the constant pressure and humiliation. On June 28, 2013, he visited an Air Force medical officer and was diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. Doctors recommended hospitalization, and a transfer to the Armed Forces Capital Hospital was scheduled for July 3rd. But before that could happen, things took a tragic turn. On June 30th, Lieutenant Han ordered Kim to iron a brigadier general's uniform for an event attended by then-President Park Geun-hye. While doing so, Kim missed a crucial phone call, causing the general to arrive late. Furious, Lieutenant Han punished Kim and two corporals by forcing them to do push-ups in full gear. Later that night, Kim reportedly apologized to his colleagues for the ordeal. By 4 a.m. on July 1st, 2013, he was found lifeless, unable to bear the torment any longer. Investigators later discovered that Lieutenant Han had built a reputation for his harsh and cruel behavior. The military police found that he overloaded Private Kim with impossible amounts of work and punished him after hours when he couldn't keep up. The non-stop stress and humiliation were believed to have triggered Kim's dissociative identity disorder. Even more shocking, the Air Force kept Kim's passing hidden from his family for nearly 3 weeks. When they were finally informed on July 23, 2013, the military assured them that his passing would be recognized as having occurred in the line of duty. But that promise didn't last, as the classification was quietly changed to general, and the investigation was closed far too quickly. When Kim's father demanded transparency, the Air Force refused to release any records until almost 10 months later. Around the same time, attention began shifting toward Lieutenant Han's sister, who was Hyojoo. She faced growing criticism for allegedly trying to steer media attention away from her brother's scandal. Just one day after Korea University publicly exposed the case on May 22, 2014, she issued a press release highlighting her good deed of rescuing a wild animal on the highway, something many viewed as a calculated distraction. Then, when Lieutenant Han's sentencing made headlines that September, people noticed something strange online. Naver's most searched keywords suddenly replaced Han Hyojoo's donsang with meaningless text like Han Hyojoo doeng, a phrase that led to no results. This odd change fueled suspicions of media interference and sparked widespread public backlash against the actress. However, despite this, Hyojoo continued her career. Girls' Generation's Yuri also once found herself caught in a difficult spotlight, not because of something she did, but because of her older brother Kwon Hyuk-jun, who was one of the men connected to the infamous Burning Sun scandal. This case shook South Korea's entertainment world, revealing shocking behavior among several celebrities, including Big Bang Seungri, singer Young Jun-young, and former FT Island member Choi Jong-hoon. Among those close to them was Hyuk-jun, whose name began surfacing soon after the investigation started. When SBS and Dispatch exposed group chat logs tied to the scandal, the contents horrified the public. The messages showed the men sharing explicit material and discussing their actions casually. One unnamed participant was said to be the brother of a well-known girl group member, which led netizens to point at Hyuk-jun. He was known to be friends with Hung Jun-young, making the connection even harder to ignore. Still, Hyuk-jun denied everything at first. He claimed that his name only appeared in work-related group chats tied to Mildang Pocha, a bar he co-owned with Seungri, and that he had nothing to do with the crimes or the messages being circulated. But in 2019, investigations revealed a far darker truth. Hyuk-jun, along with Jung Jun-young, Choi Jong-hoon, a Burning Sun employee named Kim, and a former agency worker named Heo, were accused of serious offenses, including filming and distributing explicit footage without consent. The situation escalated when a BBC documentary shed light on more disturbing details. It turned out Hyuk-jun had joined the others on a ski resort trip with several women, where their drinks were reportedly spiked. The women later lost memory of what happened, while the men recorded explicit videos, one of which allegedly showed Hyuk-jun forcing himself on one of the women. The prosecution demanded a 10-year prison sentence for him, the heaviest among the 5 men involved. However, by November 2019, this sentence was reduced to 4 years after convicting him of involvement in the illegal group chats. Soon after, he changed his name from Kwon Hyojoo to Kwon Yono and disappeared from the public eye entirely. Yuri and her family have since completely severed contact with him, rightfully choosing to distance themselves from what he did. BLACKPINK's Jisoo was pulled into unwanted headlines this year after her older brother Kim Jong-hoon became the subject of disturbing accusations. The controversy erupted in May when a post on Blind, a platform where verified employees can share anonymous workplace stories, claimed that Jisoo's brother had secretly filmed someone during an intimate encounter. The post, written by an alleged victim, appeared on May 29th and quickly spread online. The woman said it took her a long time to gather the courage to come forward, describing the experience as so traumatic that she had been unable to talk about it for months. She explained that she decided to speak out because the weight of staying silent had become unbearable. According to her post, she met Jong-hoon after he introduced himself as the brother of a famous celebrity. He came across as confident and charming, often talking about his business ambitions. She said she trusted him completely, believing he was genuine and caring, something she later realized was far from the truth. She claimed that during one of their encounters, he secretly recorded them without her consent. It wasn't until later that she allegedly discovered the hidden camera. Although the full post wasn't released to the public, parts of it were quoted in 10Asia's article, revealing more of what the alleged victim had written and adding weight to the claims made against Jisoo's brother. The woman claimed to have learned that Jong-hoon had shown the footage to his friends and even boasted about having other videos of different women taken without their permission. She described feeling humiliated and terrified after finding this out. The same report also suggested that Jong-hoon was seeing multiple women at the same time, including one he met while his wife was pregnant. According to the post, he pressured these women into recording and sending him explicit clips, treating them as if their boundaries and feelings meant nothing. The original poster concluded her post with, "I didn't know I was being secretly filmed. I am a victim of everything that happened. I'm considering taking legal action. If needed, I'm ready to join forces with other victims to speak up together." The post was deleted not long after, but by then, the damage was already done. Korean news outlets had picked it up and circulated it widely across social media and major portals. The story gained even more attention once people realized that Jisoo's brother was the CEO of Biomom, a children's health food brand, while Jisoo's company Blissu operates as the entertainment branch under the same business group. With those connections, the public quickly began discussing the situation, and online forums filled with heated reactions. Comments from them said things like, "If I were Jisoo, I wouldn't care if he's my brother or not. I'd want to burn it all down." And, "How can you control your whole family? If you're living off your sister's fame, why would you do something to ruin her image? So pathetic." Jong-hoon later responded directly to the reports, dismissing everything that had been said about him. Speaking briefly to Ilgan Sports, he claimed the accusations had no truth to them whatsoever. He added that he was already in talks with a law firm and preparing to take legal action against those spreading the rumors. Some people online also questioned the timing of the accusations, noting that they surfaced just as BLACKPINK released new updates about their tour. This led to speculation that the claims might have been deliberately timed to damage the group's promotions, but of course, there's nothing confirmed about that. At this point, all of the claims remain unverified, and no official conclusion has been reached regarding their validity. Many argue that Jisoo should not be implicated in a matter unrelated to her own actions, emphasizing that this should be handled and discussed independently of her career or reputation. While Sulli's brother has not been accused of or involved in any alleged crimes, he has still faced intense backlash for his recent actions. Ever since Sulli's tragic passing, he has been criticized for revealing private details about his late sister, discussing her dating life publicly, and even bringing other celebrities like Blockb's PO into situations unrelated to them. His latest post, however, drew especially harsh scrutiny, and for understandable reasons. On the 6th anniversary of Sulli's passing, he took to social media to share two pictures, sparking widespread attention and debate. The first one was a picture of Sulli, and he wrote, "To love someone is to accept my own misfortune. I commemorate the anniversary of my beloved younger sister, Sulli." Alongside a photo of Sulli, he also posted a picture of Charlie Kirk, writing that he was commemorating the birth of a young man who loved America deeply and warning that any attacks on the post would result in consequences, saying not to provoke him. The post drew immediate criticism because of the shocking combination. His late sister, who had been relentlessly attacked for being an outspoken feminist, placed alongside Charlie Kirk, whose views and actions were seen as completely opposed to everything Sulli stood for. Many people found this behavior appalling and called called it out, criticizing the post as deeply insensitive, provocative, and disrespectful. People pointed out just how disgusting the whole situation was, writing comments like, "Sulli was harassed by the same incels who are currently worshipping that man. This is so disgusting." And Charlie Kirk is literally the type of man Sulli tried to warn us about, the ones who disguise misogyny as opinions and use women's pain as talking points. If the post itself wasn't already shocking, Sulli's brother made it worse by responding to critics in the comments. He argued that while Sulli had been a feminist, she supposedly didn't support the LGBTQ community, and went so far as to claim that Charlie Kirk was a feminist. Instead of offering a respectful tribute to his sister, he twisted her memory to promote his own beliefs, attempting to align her with someone whose views directly opposed hers, despite Sulli having clearly expressed her stance throughout her career. Many found it deeply disturbing that he would exploit his deceased sister in this way, using her legacy to push a narrative she could no longer defend herself against.